And we're here. We're here. It's the Shanny Jackme show. Tuning in. Oh, man. And I got a great friend right here with me today. Pastor Stanton Williams, a.k.a. Weedy, a.k.a. Best Dressed of Atlanta. One of my favorite friends because I must say, you be sharper than sharp. You know, sharper than the knife, razor, anything. What they used to say back in the day, oh, he busting. You stay busting.
Oh, praise God.
And I just want to highlight you today, you know, because I have been watching you. I've been following you, and we have been friends for a long time. And I've seen you transitioning, and you done came a long way, long way. And I know I just mentioned your name, Weedy, and we're going to start with Weedy first. Okay. Tell me, first of all, where you from for the people that don't know where you from, and we're going to get into Weedy.
All right. I am from the west side of Atlanta. We call it Fifth Ward, Herndon Home.
Okay.
You know, the Bluff in that area.
All of that.
Simpson Road, that's what we call it. Simpson Road.
That's it.
And Weedy.
Weedy, yes.
Weedy. Okay, a little bit about Weedy. We came up in the era of in the 80s of the crack era.
Right.
And that's all we knew. Cause it was presented to us, and our goal was to take care of our family.
Right.
And so I seen some stuff expiring, and I'm like, whoa, you mean to say I can do this to get that? And then my family be taken care of. So that's something that I tried. Okay. And over the years, I did pretty good. You know, I was excited until I knew that things gonna change.
Okay, if it get bad out here.
Right.
Okay.
And so Weedy was a person that wanted more.
Okay.
More for not just me, but my family.
Fair.
We had 2 older girls, baby girls, and I was a child myself, you know, so I brought those kids in. Wherever I went, they were with me.
Right.
You know, all we didn't do was the street.
Right.
So I had my 2 older daughters with me, you know, and had drugs in the car.
Yeah.
But they were with me. They grew with me.
Right. So you had little 2 trap babies.
Well, 2 trap babies, right. And being the best father that I can,
right.
I knew that was the way that I can provide for my family.
Right.
You know, coming from a single parent home, and my mom, Weedy mom was on drugs.
Right.
20 years.
Right.
So that was another struggle in my life of seeing my mom on the same thing that I'm disputing, you know, that I'm putting out in the world.
Right.
And so, but Weedy was a challenging person, a person that always wanted to be the best at anything.
Yeah, best dressed. He won that. Everybody know he's won.
So, Weedy was very challenging within himself.
Right.
I always challenge myself. I always beat myself up because I wanted to do better.
Right.
Weedy, listen, guys, Weedy was that person that they also called him Macaroni Tony. Okay. I had a struggle with women.
Okay.
Women and gambling. That was Weedy all day long.
Really?
Shan, Weedy was a person that loved to gamble.
Okay.
Weedy was a person that loved to deal with women.
Really.
And then came a time when Weedy had to realize I had to make a choice.
Okay.
And so I'll leave it right there. I can go further.
You made a choice. So you made a choice. What, between the women or the gambling or the streets, what you made a choice at?
Okay.
What you decide?
I decided that when my girls, they were getting older.
Okay.
And they started asking me, Dad, what Keisha at?
Uh-oh.
Dad, what Erica at?
That's about too many women.
Right, and I realized that now I can't bring women around my girls.
Like that.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to be with a woman, I'm going to have to be with her. If I'm going to bring around my kids, I'm going to have one woman coming around.
Right,
You know?
right,
So that was a choice that I made to save my girls.
right,
So I stopped dealing with women on that level.
right,
Right. And then I realized that I have to change the whole dynamics of my life
right.
of selling drugs because I was faced with 610 months in the federal penitentiary.
Oh, that's
So
what
I had to
time?
make a choice.
Okay.
I had to make a choice that my life been taken away from me or have an opportunity to live life with my family.
Right, right, right.
So I had to make a choice.
Okay.
And for me, for Weeder to get out of the drug game, remember I told you earlier, previous, that my mom was on drugs for 20 years.
Right, right.
And my mama said something so profound. She said that if you stop selling drugs, I stop smoking drugs.
Okay, okay.
And I was at the peak. I was at a point, see, I don't have that story that I lost everything
Right,
and I
right.
changed my life around. No, I don't have that story. I was at the prime of my drug game, enjoying things going well.
Right.
But I love my mother more than I love that
The
money in the
streets,
street.
absolutely, absolutely.
Right? So what happened, how we transitioned, my mom said, if you stop selling drugs, I stop smoking it.
Okay.
And so what God did, God saved me and my mom
At the same
at the
time.
same time. My mom didn't need no rehab.
Okay.
My mom didn't need no rehab. And God delivered me from 50 years of my life being taken away from me because of one decision.
Right, right.
One decision that I love my family more than I love the street.
That's right. That's right. And so that what took you out of the street. Cause see, that's a good thing, you know. And what's so special about that is that your mom decided, if you do this, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And what's extra special again is that you said, okay, I'm gonna do this, then you do that.
Right.
And then it happened. You know, and like you said, no rehab, no programs, no going to the. Which I'm sure she probably had a little counseling. You know, probably went to some little 3 steps or this little step program. None of that.
None of it.
Just straight.
It was all God, y'all.
Really?
Listen, my
It can
mom.
happen.
My mom used to smoke cigarettes. Everything left right there.
Really?
Why? Because when you show God that you is disciplined on what you want,
Right.
and you can manage what you desire to have,
Right.
God will move for you.
Right.
I'm talking about my mom stopped smoking. She stopped smoking drugs. Didn't need no rehab. I'm talking about cold turkey.
Yeah.
And I had to do the same.
Right.
I gave away everything.
All your drugs.
People thinking that, oh boy, we just snitching. We done lost his mind because I made a decision
Right.
to love my family. But guess what I had to do though?
What?
I had to leave Georgia.
Okay. Well,
The
yeah.
man that had everything that a man thought he can have in the world. But what happened was, I panhandled. Listen, I gave away money. I gave away cars. I gave away clothes. I gave away everything that the devil gave me. Right? And I panhandled $65. And I went down to Greyhound, and I said, wherever this bus stop,
No.
that's where I'm going to be at. I was 2,000 miles away from home.
So where you go?
Panama City.
Okay. Panama City.
Guess what? The drug dealer, Weedy, that enjoyed and had a good time. I was in a shelter in Panama City.
No, for real?
In Panama City, so you know how the pastors, they come to the shelters and all that.
Right.
And what happened, time the pastor laid eyes on me, he said, stop running. I'm so many miles away from home.
And he said, stop running.
Stop running. So I'm boo-hooing, I'm crying at this point.
Right. Because he done seen me. He done called me out.
So
you know.
God loved me so much. And can I encourage somebody right quick?
You can definitely
Listen,
encourage
I
that.
want you to understand that I know you heard when they said that God don't bless mess.
Right.
But God will catch you and grab you in your mess to
Right.
bring you into a message.
That's right.
So don't never get tricked and saying that I got to get my life together first. No. Because for anyone that ever told you that they didn't enjoy seeing it,
Right.
they lied.
Right.
Because I enjoyed every bit of it until I
yeah.
knew
Better.
till I came to recognize that I was wrong.
Right.
And so what happened, Shells, they pulled me out, this pastor. And I would say his name, but I'm not going to do that.
Right.
But it's the First Baptist Church of Panama City. He pulled me out of him and his wife pulled me out of that shelter. And I stayed with him for 8 months. Speed it up. He ordained me a deacon in his church. He gave me $4,500. That True 45 Infinity, 94, you remember that True 45, the big one. He gave me that and told me to go home and preach the gospel. But it's a turn right there, what happened. And this going to bless somebody. A lot of people.
Right.
When I got to Georgia, I ended up on Hill Street. Right there by Capitol. You remember the barbecue place?
Midwinter's right there too.
What the old barbecue place is white?
The one that is known
pit.
for Georgia.
It right across the street, right?
Yeah, Memorial Drive and
right there.
It was there today? Okay.
And what happened? The minute I pulled up at the red light, 2 cars blocked me in. I got kidnapped.
No.
I got kidnapped right there, right? So when I opened my eyes, when they grabbed me, snatched me up, blindfolded me, you can smell the smell of a hotel.
Right.
They got me in a hotel, I'm in a room, speeded up. The guy said, boy, you got to call somebody. I said, I don't have nobody to call.
Right.
I'm out the game.
Right.
I've been out the game for 2 years, so you guys can kill me now.
Right.
Because there's no one I can call.
Right. I don't know nobody.
I'm out the game. And the guy hit me. I feel, hit me with the gun. I feel the blood running down my face. I'm blindfolded. And a guy walked in and said, man, we're not trying to kill Weedy.
Right.
So now at this point, they know me.
I know they know me. Right.
So I know I'm in no fear now because I done gave my life to God. I understand now that God got me, right?
Right.
Speed it up, guys. So now we went through that spiel. They bring me back to my car. Now, if you look from the Daddy D, the barbecue pit, it's a church on the hill right there called Church of Life.
Right.
And it was on a Wednesday, guy, they having a revival. I didn't even go back to my car. What the guys told me, they said, when you no longer hear this car, you take the blindfold off. I didn't go to my car. I ran straight to the church.
Right.
And this woman was up there prophesying. She was preaching, and she stopped in the midst of it and prayed for me. And God, behold, that same woman took me in. See, God was keeping me when I didn't even have a relationship.
Right.
And that woman told me, she taught me everything about spiritual, demonic spirits and all that, right?
Oh, man, yeah.
But I'm saying that to say this. In the midst of me thinking that I had to get myself together, that God can recognize me.
Right.
God kept me and allowed people to keep me on the journey.
Keep saving you the right way.
He called me to do.
Right.
So I just thank God that he kept me long enough that I can tell somebody that drug dealer. I can tell somebody that out there in the street that's saying that, if I leave now, I'll be broke.
Right. Yeah, because that's what a lot of dealers worry about. They worry about not being able to provide.
Right.
And to come from that transition, it's a lot that you got to do because it's so many other dealers, especially if you connected, they depending on you. So, for you to just go dry turkey on them, they like, wait a minute, no.
Right.
You can't do it like that. You can't do it like that. So, for you to have just left totally, that kind of saved your life too, but they still were waiting when you got back though. Yeah. That's the thing. So, how could somebody that's afraid of that can get past that stage, or could, what's what they call it, a hack? What's a hack to keep from having to do that? Do you know a hack?
Yeah.
Or
what I can tell you is that when you made up in your mind that my life is more important than taking a life.
Right.
Because you actually taking a life.
Right, doing that dealing and
dealing.
Slow killing,
But when you realize that your life is more important than the world. But let me go a little deeper right quick. when you realize that you're selfish, when you have people depending on you, and you decide to do what you desire to do to please yourself.
Right.
So I realized, talking to the guys that trying to convert, trying to lead this lifestyle, you got to make up in your mind why I'm changing.
Right.
You got to have a cause why you changing.
Right.
See, you can't change because mama said it.
Right.
You can't change because your wife wants you to do better, your cousin wants you to do better. You got to make up in your mind within yourself that when I change, it's not for me. It's to bring somebody else out the pit or keep them from going through what I went through.
Right. You gotta think about changing. So, cause everybody have a purpose, and people always are looking at you. And for you to stay in the mess, people they okay, he's dealing, you know, and especially the younger generation, they watching and they thinking that, oh, this the way to go, you know. But like you said, you gotta want to change for you and for you to be better for somebody else, because you can't just keep dragging people doing the wrong thing, you know. And that's why where we at right now, because see, a lot of older people, it like they afraid to reach back and to tell the younger generation, this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it. Just because you know, just because I did it or am doing it, this still ain't it. You know, and a lot of people have never or probably won't ever come to, I need to change.
Right.
I need to do better for me.
See, it's a scripture in the Bible that says that the old man have dreams,
Right.
and the young men have vision.
Right.
But we don't see that today. Why? Because the old man stopped dreaming.
Right.
See, he gave up on what God gave him. Why? Because it's too many failures. You know, the biggest mistake a man can ever make is scared to make one.
Right. And that could be me sometimes.
And so we lose a generation because they looking back at us like, man, if I got to live like that and look like that, I don't want that.
Right.
So a lot of people always question me. They say, man, why you always have on clothes?
Okay.
It's not about me.
Right.
I've been dressing all my life in high school.
Right.
But it is, and I want y'all to understand when I say this, it's marketing.
That's true. Don't nobody want to see no bomb. They not gonna receive a message from the homeless man, even though he got a message, and ain't nothing wrong with it. But they ain't have to be dressed up.
Right.
You know, everybody wants stuff dressed up. You know, look a certain type of way. You know, carry yourself. You know, look like money. Money bring money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's sad.
And it's sad. It's a fact, though.
That's where we at today.
Right.
It's an image.
Right.
It's an image.
Right.
You know, I had a young lady see me. You know, I guess she followed me on Instagram or something.
Right.
And she said, "Oh my God, you dress like that for real." So that new to me. I'm like, "What you mean?" She said, "Cause a lot of people I see that on Instagram, and I see them, they don't look the same."
Right.
I said, "See, this not a show for me.
Right.
This is a lifestyle that I live. That what can I say to the rich man when he got everything going for himself?"
Right.
See, that's the message that a lot of pastors don't have.
Right.
What can you say to the rich man when he feel like he got everything that he needs?
Yeah. Can't say too much, you know, because they say that the rich man know or got it. You know, you can't even gift the rich man, especially on the level that I'm on, or some type of level that, you know, I have dated guys that got money. Mm-hmm. On their birthday, oh, I ain't got nothing for you. Mm-hmm. For what? Because you ain't going to like my little Walmart card, teddy bear. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I ain't got no, I can't go, I'm not finna go buy you no fucking Louis Vuitton bag, excuse me, Pastor, but you know how I got to get it. I'm not going to get that, you know, and it's hard to bless somebody who think they got it already or have it or something, you know, because of the level of thinking that they have. It's not enough.
Right. And, you know, with that being said, Shannon, is first thing you have to leave ego.
Right.
Pride.
Right.
And I had to learn that in life because, see, one thing about, we're going to go back to Weedy right quick. I was full of ego.
Right.
I was arrogant. Because it wasn't about money.
Right.
Why you talking to me?
Right.
But then I realized something, that I went to Tulum, Mexico, right? Mm-hmm. So on the west side of Atlanta, everybody know me.
Right.
Well, in Atlanta, a lot of people know me, right? But when I went over there,
Nobody.
don't nobody know me.
Right.
So my name don't mean anything.
Nothing. Right. Right.
So that helped me understand, guys, that integrity is everything.
Right. That's true.
Your message is everything.
Right.
Your fruit is everything. It's the way that you carry yourself. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have peace or joy, you broke.
Yeah, you might well just not be, because you think your money gonna carry you. A lot of people think that's what carrying is. It's mostly people character that are real successful. Is how these people act. It's how these people be when they go in places. It's how they and they gonna be the one that you don't see dressed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That humble spirit and that good character and that good being people like being around you. That dressed up and that extra money don't get you in the door sometimes.
Right.
You know, sometimes you can't even pay your way in.
Right.
You know, they ain't let you in because they don't like you.
Right.
Your personality ain't good. You rich and everything, but don't nobody want to see you coming.
Right.
And you don't want to be like that.
Absolutely. And one more thing on that note, that I noticed that, like a lot of people, if you didn't know Bill Gates, he could be sitting right next to you.
Yeah, and you definitely won't know him.
I noticed something about the rapper Jay-Z. Have y'all realized that his clothing changed?
Yeah, he went from necklaces to white T-shirt.
He don't need dress the same. You know why? Because now I don't have to prove a point.
Right.
See, the difference with me is that I'm representing something.
Right.
I'm representing the kingdom.
Right.
Because if I tell a person, a drug dealer on the street, man, it's time now, just give your life to God. But if I'm looking in a kind of way and I'm looking like I bit a lemon,
Right.
he gonna be like, no, I'm enjoying my life. Why
Right.
would I come over to serve God and have a look that you have
Right.
and you bitter and you don't have no joy?
Right,
You telling everybody they going to hell. You
Right.
sound like you bitter.
Right. That's true.
You can't
Do it like that. So that's not your representation. So now we into Stanton. We into Pastor Williams. Now we done got to this guy. So how do you feel when you do come across those people that are still in the streets and they come talk to you with advice, and even for the couples, you know, because you did state that you got rid of or start dealing with all the extra women, you know, having this person, that person. So when a couple come to you and need counseling, how do you handle that? Because you have been on both sides, and it's still hard, you know, to be dealing with, you know, being the pastor. And a lot of women swear they gotta have the pastor now.
Right.
That's just something that is weird. Also, I just don't understand that.
Right.
All the women want to be first lady. You know,
Right.
come on now. So how do you manage that and deal with that?
Okay. Can I be transparent?
Yeah, always.
All
It's the
right.
Shanny Jackme show.
Right.
Everybody's a celebrity. You got it.
Right.
Got it.
So, remind you guys that after I converted over, and now I have a relationship with God, I want to show you guys something that, you remember I told you that I had issue with dealing with women,
Right.
right? I love women.
Right.
But even though I converted over and changed my life, I still had that problem.
The struggle, right.
In the church. Why
Right.
can I say that? Because this is my fourth marriage.
Right.
This is my fourth marriage because I never had an opportunity to find me.
Right.
See, we can point the fingers and say, it was her fault, it was what she did, it's just life. No. I had to find myself
Right.
for God can do what he can do in my life and bring the woman that he desired for me.
Right.
So the answer to your question is, I just had to throw that out there because a lot of people think just because I come to Christ, you come to Christ, it's going to be
you
cake
all
and ice
here.
cream.
Yeah, everything
No.
good. Everything all right.
The bullseye get bigger
Right.
for the devil.
right,
It's going
right.
to come, but you got to know that God is able.
Right.
So the answer to your question in counseling, I had a young lady say, I wish my husband would like you. And I had to correct her. I had to correct that spirit speedily.
Right.
Because the first thing you should never do as a woman
It compact
to
your
downgrade your husband
Yeah.
in his face.
Right.
That's the first thing.
Right.
The second thing I told her, I said, so that means that he not gonna come home. That mean he gonna cheat on you.
Mm-hmm.
That mean that the money gonna get funny.
Yeah.
That mean that he gonna have no respect for you. So she looked at me and she said, well, Pastor, I pray, but I said, I know you will.
Right.
Because you didn't see me when I fell. You see me when I got up.
Right.
See, you see me when the dust cleared. You didn't see me through the struggles.
Right.
It
trying to
took
get
heartache and pain to get where I'm at. It
Right.
took a lot of mishaps, a lot of mess up, a lot of heartbreak
Right.
for me to get to where I'm at.
Right.
So that's what made my counseling so effective, because I know what it is to be that other man.
Right.
I know what it is to, to make that woman be uphill, but at the same time selling her a illusion, not a dream.
Right.
Because I had, listen, Shan, they consider game, right?
Yeah.
But not me.
Right.
See, I was a person that my mind was so filled with fantasy.
Right.
So I can make a woman feel like she had wings and tell her jump off, she gonna fly.
Right.
See, it wasn't the game. It was the way I can
Deliver
articulate words and make her feel like she's more than enough.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just for my self-gratification.
Right.
And so that would make me so
different now.
different that I can be able to relate both sides.
Right.
Spiritual, if you want the world, I give you the world. If you want God, I give you God.
Right.
So that's what I give God the glory for, that I have a double anointing.
That's right, and that's a good thing, because I wouldn't want to go to no counselor that ain't never been through nothing.
Right.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You don't understand it. You might have read about some situations when going to college and learning psychology. They give you some created scenarios,
Right.
but you never have life experience. And life experience is really what is the better teacher than learning, from somebody that just went to class. So I would rather want to hear something from somebody that really have delved into it themselves versus trying to a person that learned something. I don't want to hear that. So from you coming from the hood, coming from the bluff, Central Road, all these things, and to where you are now, because you got the SNW phone repair. I see your little commercials on your Instagram. I always gotta look and listen. I'm like, what does he got going on today? And of course, he's looking good. He got on the clothes. He's marketing, and now I see you marketing your SNW phone repair. Tell us about the phone repair.
Okay.
And how did you get into that?
It all go back to where I came from, right? My question is, and it's gonna blow a lot of people's mind, that in my prayer, I told God, now I know you're not gonna let the devil outdo you.
I know, right?
That's my prayer every morning, because when I was in the world, I did whatever I wanted to do when I want to do it.
Right.
So by me giving up that life, God, you're gonna have to show me something.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do something, right? And so how S&W came to pass was my daughter.
Okay.
It's a daughter and father situation, right?
Okay.
So my daughter, I hear a lot of people saying, man, your daughter out here doing her thing. She was doing mobile,
Okay.
fixing phone. And one day she called me and she said, Dad, I want to teach classes. So, my part, now I got a bigger vision.
Right.
So I went and opened up the first location was on County Road. So now if she want to teach class, she need a place.
Right.
So I opened up that location and she started to teach classes, and she showed me how to fix phone. And I'm a quick learner.
Right.
And so I went with it.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I get a chance to minister. I get a chance to, people put me out on, they video me. They're like,
right.
Man, my mobile guy, he clean. He come like a model fixing the phone. I'm surprised to see the owner come and fix the phone.
Right.
So that was my way of ministering to an individual, because just because God placed you in an upper position, please don't get it twisted that you forget where you came from.
Right.
What better person to make the business prosper than the owner.
Right. That's why a lot of people don't ever get to meet the owner, you know, and they don't see him. He's not working. He's just checking his account, you know. But that's how I feel about the job that I go to every day. I'm like, oh, he doing it, checking for reviews and shit. All he want to see is a review. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
And we out here selling this, doing that, boo, boo, and he's sitting at home somewhere sipping martinis, you know, and checking reviews.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, this don't make sense, you know, but to see the owner, you know, you that brings a lot of clarity and brings it to a different perspective on another level, because this person is not just taking my money. They're still working for their money. You know, they're still in the groundhog of everybody, you know, the struggle, you know. Yeah. And that's a good thing. That's a good look, you know, to be at the office. Right. Not just got people working in there. You in the office. Right. I'm in the office. So show up. You know, I can go for that.
But I want to give thanks to my daughter. Right. You know that, and that's a humbling experience. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you learn from your daughter.
Yeah, that's true.
See, that's a place that a lot of parents fall short at.
Right, right.
Because they never give their kid an opportunity to express themselves to them.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, what used to be? Shut up, because I said so. You do it because I said so. Right. But now, I thank God for my daughter, because she gave me something that the world needs. So that's another reason why we went into the phones. Because if your phone go dead, you don't have access to your bank.
Nothing. That's just in.
Guess what else it did? It crippled us, because we don't know phone numbers by heart.
Nothing. They said the smartphone, the phone is smart, but you're not. You're not.
Right.
The phone's smarter than you.
So if my phone go dead,
I'm done.
I'm done.
Right.
So that's another reason why I took it and ran with it, because I know what the world needs. The world needs. The importance of that phone.
You're right. That is very good. Very good. You know, and so now you got two spots. Candler Road and the one. So tell everybody where they need to go to get their phone services right quick. Crack screen broads. I was gonna say something else.
Right.
But you crack screeners, you know, walking around with the phone cutting your face. I know your face kind of got razor blade scratches on it, because y'all will not go get those screens fixed. Right. Tell them where they can go get their phone screen fixed.
We are located at 2962 Amber Drive. Okay. Decatur, Georgia. 334. Right, in Decatur, Georgia. Okay. And we also located in 6398 Highway 85, Riverdale, Georgia. Okay. 30274. Okay. But I also want to throw something out there, because I have a S&W consulting enterprise. Okay. That anyone that been in an accident, it's free of charge. You come, and I get you the firm. I get you the chiro doctor. I get you an MRI doctor, a specialist if needed. Right. And all this is free. Right. All you got to do is just give me a call, and I'll do the hard work for you at S&W Consulting Enterprise. Okay. So I just want to encourage you guys on, if God put a business in your heart, right, never focus on what someone else doing. And I love that saying that the world say all the time: stay in your lane. Right. Because if what's working for you, Shan, it might don't work for me. Right. But I see you doing well, so I try, but I crash. Right. So I learned that, I get so many ideas that people throw at me, but my focus is work what's working. Right, for you. For me. Don't look at nobody else's idea and say, oh, I think I can do that. And not saying that your idea can't go like them, because some people, you have the same ideas and you can do it. And then that's another thing. You can also stay in your lane, but at the same time, you could get somebody else's idea and make it better. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to feel like I'm doing this, or it's so many, like with me with my landscaping, it's thousands of landscapers out. When I go to the quick trips and the racetracks, I don't see nothing but landscaping trucks. Right. The Migos shot out. I'm talking about shot out for having the game on lock. Right. But it's still room for me. Right. It's still enough
for me.
Right.
It's not that it's not over. It could be saturated, but it's still enough for you. Your character, your integrity, your personality, who you are, your brand, how
Right.
you present yourself when you go out and go try to get businesses. Those things that's only you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else may be doing it too.
Right.
But how you deliver, they might even have a nice company cutting their grass and doing for them, but then here you come with this special something, that they like. This person ain't rushing. This person ain't, they taking their time. They doing the quality work. You get the job.
Right.
So just understand that you can do the same thing, but better.
Right.
Don't knock yourself because you see 1,000 people doing the idea that comes into your mind.
Right.
Just understand that you're not the only one doing it. They're not the only one doing it, but it's enough. God gonna make it be enough.
Right.
He gonna make it be enough. So don't not do it because you think so many people are doing it. Just like this plenty podcast.
Right.
I'm not sick of looking at other folk podcasts.
Right.
But I must say, I'm doing it.
Right.
And it's different. It's and it's just don't stop. Do your thing. Do your thing. Don't give up on what you got going on.
And another thing is that don't be afraid.
Right. Right.
We hear failure is not an option, but a lot of people fail to plan.
Right. 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 Right.
You can have a amazing idea, but you haven't planned.
Right.
It's just an idea.
Right. Right.
Because, like, even when I was coming out of the street, I had to ask myself why I'm changing.
Right. Right. And then now what I'm gonna do?
Now what? That's a question for a lot of people.
Right.
Even in ministry. Your purpose is to serve God.
Right.
And to uplift people, but then what?
Right. Right. Right.
Now what I do when I feel that I'm doing that part, but it gotta be more.
Right. 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 Right.
Just like even for the people that trying to start their own business, that I don't have the money.
Right.
I don't have it.
Start up.
It's so many things that will cause you to not move.
Right. Right. Right.
But how many of us know that I never met a man got rich off his own money?
Right. Right.
You get rich off other people's money.
Right.
How do I start a business? Can I say that real simple, real fast, right quick? Vista Print, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
This business one-on-one, y'all, right quick. You can go on Vista Print and come up with your name, right? Then before you even go to the state with it, come up with your name, get those cards printed out, right? And then you pass them out. Mm-hmm. Just say the landscaping. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll use your business. We got landscaping business. We don't even have the equipment.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But I'm talking about faith now. This is gonna move you real fast. This is when God gonna show up. You don't even have the equipment. But if you pass out 10 cards,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And out of that 10, at least 2 people gonna call.
Yeah. You talking about me now? I don't know. That's how it started.
And what gonna happen is, if I have enough to do those 2 people,
Yeah.
now I have enough to do the 8.
Right. Right.
Now I done started a business with no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I got enough money now to go to the Secretary of State.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Now
it.
I have enough money to buy a weed eater.
Yeah. At least.
Right?
Get the bare minimum stuff. Don't run
Right.
out there and try to go get a zero turn immediately.
It's time.
Get a self-propel.
Right.
More. One
And then
step
you
at a
move
time.
up.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
People, if you're trying to start a business, you got to be passionate about what you're doing.
Make your passion your paycheck. Shout out to Torrance Hampton. That's one of my good friends.
Think
Passion.
about it, guys. You could never get tired when you walk in your passion.
Right, right. Yeah, you right. You right. But when you go into somebody else's job, I'm tired. I'm sleeping. I'm ready to go. before I even get there. Before I even go to bed tonight, I'm ready to go for tomorrow.
Right.
You don't want to be there.
You don't want to be
You
there.
don't want to be there.
So what do we do now?
Playing.
We playing. Why? You know why that's the most scary thing to do, leaving a job? Because we got comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
That my bills paid.
Yeah. Every
My
2
family
weeks.
being taken
Yep,
care of.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you know more than the owner do
You
about
better
his
say
own
it.
business.
That's right.
Because what happened? What he did? I hired people
To do it.
to do the things that I know I'm not capable
Not
of
gonna
doing.
do. I'm not finna go out there.
So how do, for the people that struggle is, right? Why wake up every morning stressed out?
Yeah.
Why later, and I got to drop this in y'all spirit. Why try to get that extra 30 minutes
What, in the bed?
in the bed?
Talking about the snooze?
Right.
Uh-huh.
God, look at that.
Yeah.
Because now you showing me that you mismanagement what I'm trying to get you to do.
Right.
So if you can't get up on time and get there early for working for somebody else,
Yeah.
how can I trust you with your own business?
That's a fact right there. That's a fact. And that's something that I try to tell people even though I work every day, I'm 30 minutes to an hour early every day. And that's on anywhere I go, believe it or not. That's just my lifestyle. Time is everything. And what I have learned by coming early sometimes to certain jobs, and even being there before the manager or the boss, they see that. Mm-hmm. And they like, well, dang, this person wants something.
Right.
You know, you get the job offer before they even post the job.
Right.
To the next level.
Right.
You get elevated or lifted up or promoted, and they like, well, how she get a promotion? She ain't win the job. Y'all ain't post. Ain't no need. I was there early.
Right.
I promoted myself
Right.
by being on time.
Right.
No, before time.
Right.
You know, so you got to set yourself up to be. Go to the next level, you got to do things that's uncomfortable. Yeah, you be tired.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm sitting there eating breakfast. Mm-hmm. I see the boss coming in. Mm-hmm. I see them having secret meetings. Mm-hmm. You know, I might need to leave early today because this finna go down. Mm-hmm. You know, so you kind of put yourself in a better situation by being there early versus running in the door. As soon as you get there, you got to do this, clock in, start time. So the customer, you know, you on this frenzy all day.
Right.
When you could have been relaxed. Mm-hmm. You could have ate your food, had your coffee, had your oatmeal or whatever, and you relax. And when you get started, you more, hey, you ready to talk to them. But
Right.
when you coming in the door and you just clocked in, ain't counted your money, nothing, you all scrambling all over the
Right.
place. You in a disarray. Your mental is different.
Absolutely.
Your mental is different.
We just came out of a conference, and the conference was men magnifying men.
Right.
Right? And the title of that was Press into Your Purpose.
Right.
Right? See, the pressing part is the part that make a man uncomfortable.
Right.
See, everybody want the monetary part of it,
Right.
but don't nobody want to put in the work.
Right.
See, failure don't make you a bad person.
Right.
Every successful person will tell you they failed.
Yeah.
And guess what I do as growing now? I tell people my failures.
First.
I don't tell them the success part because it's not about me. It was God that did it.
Right.
So I
right.
tell you the failures and let you decipher through that.
Right.
But see, every time you hear a person, you hear them say,
Not what.
You better run from them type of people.
Yeah. Cause they think they done everything and not giving God. Hey, it done been some time, but you know you didn't do it.
Right.
But you saying I did that. Yeah, you see yourself doing that.
Right.
But at the same time, what kept you? What keeping you? What pushing you? Who giving you these ideas, these
Right.
places? But like you say, everybody want to say what I did, and that's another thing that, and even with LA, the guy that I'm working with, he don't. think about himself.
Mm-hmm.
He do, but at the same time, he think about the others, the people that he trying to put forward,
Right.
trying to push up, trying to get to the next level. You know, and that's when God is using you, and that is when you're doing His work.
Right.
He gonna bless you for the things that you're doing for others.
For others.
See, a lot of people do things for themselves, but you got to do it for others. That's why my show I'm pushing others,
Right.
not me. I'm not.
That's what I love
I'm
about
here.
you, Shanny.
Okay, but
Right.
but I like to shine on the next person. You know,
Right.
the person that's trying, the person that's in the trenches, the person that's individually trying to wrap themselves and take themselves somewhere so they can go do the same thing. See, a lot of people don't understand that you're here to help someone else do something different so they can go do their different to somebody else, and it just go but a lot of people get stuck on
Right.
and they stay there.
Y'all just heard Shanny Jackme just preach. See, I'm telling you, see, one thing about the Spirit of God will grab you.
Yes, he do.
See, she just preached. If y'all didn't know it, she just preached.
Just, you think I always just talk to
It's in her. I'm telling you now. See, one thing about the Holy Ghost, guys, it'll grab you now. Right when you listen. Right when a person don't understand. See, when they hear the word preach or preacher, right?
Yeah.
It only multiple words
Right.
to up exaltation, right?
Right.
To uplift someone.
Right.
So like my brother who run the show, right? Is that what's so amazing about this guy that he opened up a platform.
Absolutely.
That's the same thing God did.
Yeah. Yeah.
God gave us a platform. Watch this. I have to drop this in y'all.
That's
spirit.
right. I'm with you.
In Genesis, right? God created the heavens and earth.
Right.
He created fish. He created the waters. He separated everything, right?
Right.
The cattle, every creeping thing,
Every crawling,
thing,
right,
everything
right.
that fly. He created everything. But why did He create man last?
I'm listening.
Watch this. So this should remove all the complaints that you have in your life. God created everything that you needed in your life that's going to sustain your life before He brought you in here.
Right.
And guess what's so amazing about that? That He gave us dominion over everything.
Yeah.
You know that lion? You know that lion with that big mane around his head?
Right.
That animal with the big mane around his head.
Right.
He told Adam, give him a name.
Right.
He told Adam, give him the characteristic of that.
Right.
You know that long thing that eat out the tree with the spots all on his neck? He got the long neck, the giraffe. He told Adam, give him a name and give him a characteristic on what he gonna do.
Right.
God gave you dominion over everything, but you got to get back into your rightful place.
Right. And that's where the turnaround is at. Because we're confused. We have been bamboozled. We have been taught to come out of that. Because if we was to not stay in that greatness, because that's when that was greatness. When you had that attitude, when you knew who you were, when you knew the powers that you possessed, you did better. You walked better.
Right.
You acted better. You didn't dare carry yourself like how we carry ourselves now, pants sagging, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. You don't carry yourself that way when you know you come from greatness.
Right.
So we just in a little bad situation right now.
Right.
And we pressing for time. And how did this get when you when the preacher say, I just got one more thing, we end up we're not gonna do that today. But when you becoming who you are and realize your greatness, and I'm glad that we had you here, that I had you here today, and we got your S&W show, your job, and we talked on weeding, and I really do hope this show today did minister to someone, and I appreciate your real.
Yes.
And that's why I always like to talk with you, because you keep it real, and this is what we need. This is what you said, the platform that we're on. A lot of people need a platform, and a lot of people won't give somebody the platform.
Right.
It's hard. It's real hard.
Now,
So how you want to end this since this the Shanny Jackme show? Stanton, what you got? Pastor William, what you got for us?
All right. So I want to encourage the person that I want to convert, I want to give my life to God, but I still smoke, I still drink, I still go to the club, I still curse, I still mess with women, I still mess with men. So what? So what?
Right.
All you have to do is quote Romans 10:9 and say that, Lord, I confess with my mouth and I believe in my heart that you sent your son to down the cross for my sin, that I may be saved. And you saved.
Right.
I want to let you know something. That if you quoted that with me, you saved. You no longer a sinner. Your name have been written in the Lamb Book of Life. And every time you mess up.
Right, because that's what's going to happen.
Every time you mess up, Jesus is sitting on the right side of the Father saying, don't charge it to their account, charge it to mine. Remember what I did at the cross.
Right.
So listen, guys, don't ever allow the devil to trick you to say that I got to get my life together before I come to God. No, that's a trick of the enemy. Because guess what? Sin will be with you for the rest of your life till you leave here.
Right.
But the great part about it, be encouraged, family.
Yep.
That God, the blood of Jesus have been shedded for every sin that you committed and the sins you're about to commit, the blood is already on it. So you're a free moral being. God placed his spirit in you. God loves you. And God will keep you. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. So just go try Jesus.
That's right. I received that, you know, and I hope a lot of you do receive it. Yeah, the Shanny Jackme show, we go all over the place, and I just want to say, do be encouraged. Don't give up. You know, you go mess up. You know what I'm saying? That's how sometimes you get it right. Go have a mess up, but come on back and know that God has you and that you're going to be all right. Amen. And that he's never going to give up on you. So don't give up on yourself, you know, so just keep going. Wow. It's the Shanny Jackme show. I'll be back here next Sunday. We record and then come back. My show comes on Tuesdays, so look out for this live. And hey, it is what it is. Ebon Vision, where kings and queens make good content. Right, because I be screwing it up every time, probably. That is it. That's it.
2, 1.